Think about refugees, and chances are your mind turns to the people fleeing Syria, Iraq, or South Sudan. But a photography exhibition in London wants you to think of a different, forgotten group. Azeris internally displaced during the conflict between Armenia and Azerbaijan in the late 80s and 90s. Belle Lupton went to meet the photographer.
Portraits of people who can't go back home. These are the faces of some of Azerbaijan's 900,000 refugees and internally displaced people. For the last 25 years, they've been living in what was meant to be temporary accommodation. German photographer Philipp Rathmer wants to tell their story without words.
The faces tell the story of the person. I wanted to have something that is neutral, that just brings out the people itself. And that's why I took like a black tent to Azerbaijan and always facing north, that I could shoot with daylight and bring really out the faces of the people. I didn't want to do any Photoshop work on them. I wanted to see that you see all the scratches, marks, and how we people are, you know.
The people in these photographs fled their homes when ethnic tensions between Christian Armenians and Muslim Azeris erupted into full-scale war in the 1990s. A ceasefire was declared in '94, but most of the displaced Azeris could not return home because their region had become an independent microstate under Armenian control. Rathmer took these photos in 2012, 18 years after that ceasefire was agreed. Stories of migrants and of refugees have filled the global cultural landscape ever since news bulletins were dominated by images of overfilled boats and long lines of people on foot last year. But what this exhibition reflects on is what happens next, after the media spotlight turns elsewhere.
This is a huge population that has largely been forgotten by the outside world. They haven't been able to return to their homes for over 25 years now, and at the moment there isn't a great prospect for that to happen. There have been 4 Security Council resolutions about this conflict, saying that Armenia has to leave all the occupied territories and let these people return to their homes. And yet, 25 years later, the West has done very little.
Well, it could be anywhere, it could be anybody, and maybe the people who look at the pictures also think of themselves, because it could be themselves.
The Azeri government still sees these people's displacement as temporary. It wants to recover their region from Armenia. And so the displaced continue their lives in permanent limbo. Belle Lupton, TRT World, London.